everyone, welcome to BMC Global Live Alhilal Health World. In the last episode, we have Dr. Sheju Thomas with us. He is MBBS MD in Pediatrics and he is working with Alhilal Medical Center, Salmabad. Hi doctor, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. Doctor, we have already discussed some topics and let's continue with some relevant topics. We all know that today we are in a pandemic situation right now. What are the food habits that children should follow in order to gain immunity?
Yes, we are in a pandemic situation right now. Children are stuck indoors in their houses. So a lot of good things and bad things are happening right now when we consider the nutritional part of it. One thing is, now we'll start with the bad things that are happening.
Okay.
Now, if you have noticed, or probably you would have read in the, the reports, the newspaper reports, a lot of these home delivery apps have come into play. A lot of children are ordering a lot of food. Now, all these food need not be good all the time. They're classified as junk food. And children eating all this and absolute inactivity at home is absolutely going to cause them to become more obese. That is, they're going to become overweight. And the future, the sequelae of obese, meaning what happens much more later in life is diseases such as hypertension, diabetes. So these are the common diseases that will happen to children who are, follow such kind of a nutrition. Now that is the bad side to it. And I believe that is the only bad side to it. Right now the good side to it is children are not going out much. Now there are, financially a middle class family would never go outside right now to have those occasional meals, and once in 2-3 days they tend to go outside to grab a burger. Now that is also not happening. So children of that particular part of society is actually getting restricted to getting such kind of food. They are eating only homemade food, and that is the best part of this. And that is what I would definitely advise to parents. You see, what happens in COVID is the particular virus attacks your immune system. All right. So what is the base for your immune system? The base of your immune system is food. Your food prevents the building blocks for your immunity. And what are the basic kind of foods that you require? Now, when a parent asks me this question, what I tend to generally explain to them is the difference between what is a macro element and what is a micro element. Now, food has two kinds of things. We have macro elements and we have micro elements. So macro elements, what these things are, they are carbohydrates, they are fats, they are proteins. So these three basic things are called macro elements. The micro elements are more of your vitamins and other small elements. Now, what is the difference? These medical terms are coined to basically help us understand that it is the amount of these particular elements that your body requires. Now, macro elements means that your body requires more of this. Micro elements means that your body requires very less of this particular, So with that itself, you will understand your body requires more of proteins and carbohydrates and fats rather than more of vitamins and all the other elements. There are some elements like zinc, selenium and all that. They're all classified as basic micro elements. So what I would advise parents to give your children is, basic is 3 times meals a day, and that should be prepared at home. I constitute whichever kind of cuisine you have at home, your normal cuisines. And another basic thing is, in order to improve the appetite of children. Now this is another question that comes basically, how do you improve the appetite of these children? Generally at home, what a child does is, if he does not have a liking for food, he does not want to sit and eat food, what he does is 1 hour to 2 hours before that particular time of the meal, he'll go and grab something from what is stocked at home. Maybe biscuits, it may be fruits, it may be juices, maybe chips. So all these things, the child just goes and starts eating all this. And 2 hours later, he is definitely not going to be hungry. And in such a child, we cannot force something inside. I would always advise parents to keep them hungry. 2 hours prior to a meal, keep the children hungry. Do not let them grab these things. First of all, you shouldn't be stocking these things at home. Because if a child finds a chocolate and you expect him not to eat, that is very wrong. So it's better that you do not stock such things at home. And after about 2 hours, the child definitely feels hungry when he does not get anything to eat. And he'll definitely eat his meals on time. Yes. So that is one way to increase the appetite, rather than switching over to medicines in order to increase appetite. This is one easy way to do it. And now, to increase your immunity, what kinds of food? It has been recently it has been found out that it is not your vitamin C or it is not your vitamin D which actually boosts your immunity. They all come around last in the list. More important are elements such as zinc and selenium and these kind of things, and they are found more in meat items, and by meat items I mean fresh meat, not processed meat as you see in your burgers and those kind of things. It's mostly in fresh meat that you get zinc and selenium and all. And these elements are also found in seafood, tuna, shrimps, oysters, all these things in seafood. Basically in seafood you find these things in large quantities, in adequate quantities which are required by the body. And you also find them in dry fruits. You find them more in dry fruits, you find them in green leafy vegetables. So these are the things that parents should involve in a meal. When they plan out a meal for children, these are the kind of things that should be involved more, rather than simply giving them fruits. Fruits are not going to, I'm not saying that it is not important. It is important, but I would prefer that the child gets the fruit only after he has had the meal, and not never prior to a meal. Those ways you can definitely increase appetite in children. And once the appetite is good, once they have started eating well, automatically their immunity goes up. You do not have to worry about the immunity of a child who eats good food 3 times a day from home. We need not be worried. We did not give him any basic supplements and all that, because all these things are provided generally from nature itself, and it's just a matter of eating them well.
Okay. Doctor, what about vaccines?
The whole world is waiting for the vaccine to come out. Now, what I have understood is that a vaccine is a chemical that's going to actually act on your body. All right, it acts on your immune system in order to elicit a response. Once it acts, it's going to show the response, and that's called an immune response. There are 2-3 methods by which it does it. So what I believe is that if we, let it be the children, let it be the adult, if we do not have a good immune system itself, I doubt how much the vaccine is going to have an effect. Because the basic thing would be improve the immunity of your child by increasing the food intake, increasing the water intake. Now the water is a very important constituent of our body, and children have a habit of drinking very less water, and now since they're not going out and jumping around in parks and schools and all that, children are drinking very less water. So what happens is everything has to go in a balance. Let it be the food, let it be the water, everything has to go in a balance. So a child has to take adequate amount of water. That's very, very important. What it also does is not only transports different energy sources from the body to different organs of the body. It not only does that, helps prevent different infections. like a urinary tract infection. Now this is a very common thing in
Yes.
children who do not drink water, and any infection in the body is going to reduce your immunity. All right, so water is a very important part of your diet.
Okay.
And not only the children, it would be a general advice to all the adults also to drink adequate amount of water to keep your body hydrated. This hydration is also also has a very important function in the immunity of our body.
Okay, doctor.
NEC Remit. Send money online to India. Credit in seconds with great rates. Download NEC Remit app now. NEC Remit has launched Send and Win. Download NEC Remit app now.
Doctor, what are the nutrition related problems that you have seen in your common practice?
Yeah, as I was talking, the most common things are decreased appetite. Children do not want to eat food. Then the other common problem that I see is constipation. Ever since I've been here, I've had quite a number of people, parents who come with children, and their major complaint is that the child is not able to go to the toilet in 3 to 4 days. Right now, that is a very, an elaborate topic. That's a pretty huge topic to be discussed. Even in our textbooks, we have quite a bit about it. So I'll explain it in very simple terms to you. A child who is born with this problem, who has a constipational issue, may have a milk allergy, maybe anatomical problems where the bowel movements are all restricted, meaning food is not able to go, from the mouth to the other end. Now that is a definitive problem. That is not something that parents can solve at home. That is either surgically corrected, or the food product which is causing the problem has to be taken out, like cow's milk can cause such things. And that's why they say cow's milk allergy and that food allergy and this food allergy. Those kind of things are there. Now, when it comes to a child who has been perfectly normal, maybe up to 1.5, 2 years of age, after that he started having constipational problems. The most common that we see is when it is children who stop eating the good food and start consuming more of the junk food. All right. Now, imagine that a parent comes to me, sir, I have a 5-year-old boy. He recently, 6 months back, he started having this problem of he's not going to the toilet every day. And whenever he goes, it's pretty hard for him. He feels a lot of pain. This is a common complaint that you'll hear, among the parents over here. So what I generally do is, first thing that I do is I make a list of what other things that these children eat from the morning till they sleep at night. All right, and that includes everything. That is your snacks. What are the stuff you have stocked at home? What are the chocolates? What are the biscuits? Whatever it may be. I make a whole list of this, and most of the time I would say about 90% of the times, you will see that the whole list contains only junk food.
Okay.
All right, very little of the homemade food. The major nutritious food is very, very less. All right, so that I gently tell the parents, please do stop this. As soon as this is stopped, and I send the parents home with particular advice, like, stop all this, stop stocking these things at home, and as soon as, and they have come back, parents have come back with the saying that, yeah, the problem has been solved. But there are there's a particular percentage of parents who still come back, and those kind of parents are the ones who face the definitive problem. Now, in these children who come back again, the problem is not resolved, they come back again, you will definitely find that because of this problem persisting for quite a long time. Now, constipation has been going on for quite some time now, maybe 1 year, has not been treated, the nutrition has not been changed, the lifestyle is still the food habits are still the same. Children develop a psychological mentality to feel that it's very painful to go and sit in the toilet. All right, they know that the experience is very painful. So a lot of children have this tendency to shy away from going to the toilet. They're very scared of it. They do not go to the toilet, they hide. They run away from the parents, they go and hide under the bed. They tend to crisscross their legs and hold the stool from coming down, that sort of a thing. So these kind of things actually takes a little bit of counseling by the concerned doctor, by the parents, and it's also the parents who need a little bit of counseling. You have to explain to the parents that this is how it is. It's because this has been not treated for quite a long time that the child has such issues. The child has psychologically in his mind, he's of the opinion that it's painful, so I do not want to go, and those have a lot of bad sequelae in their later lives. So counseling is best. What is best required for these kind of children? A few laxatives are given, stool softeners are given to initially make it not so difficult for them. Then I would definitely advise the parents to form a strict rule that as soon as you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you go to the toilet, and basically keep the children to sit over there, so that in their head they are psychologically they are not there is no obstruction to it. Basically they're not scared of the fact, and once children are trained like that, then it becomes a very easy process. Because if children are not toilet trained, they will definitely have a lot of issues in the future when they start going to school. They soil their pants accidentally because they've been holding it for so many days, and finally it comes to a point where they cannot hold it and they soil their pants, and it becomes an embarrassment in front of the other children. And when these kind of things happen, parents are really upset. So I tell them, early training, even though it's a little bit strict, we may feel it may not be good for, no, it is. You have to train them these basic things. Like toilet training is one of the most basic things. And so that was about constipation. Constipation is something that definitely takes a looking into, needs to be sorted out well. Then the other problem with nutrition is that I had already discussed that it was about the water. Water consumption needs to be upgraded. And there's another thing that I would like to stress on is the use of more of carbonated drinks. All right, so carbonated drinks, previously studies have proved, research has proved that youngsters who were on carbonated drinks have an early predisposal to diseases such as diabetes and hypertension and all that. There's been a lot of studies proved over there. The other thing that I would like to stress on the products that we think of as fresh juices and all those kind of things which comes prepared. All right, so if it would be much better if all these things were actually prepared fresh at home, rather than believing these marketing techniques where they have used different sort of chemicals in making these things. And I believe these are the things that would help children, that would actually help to raise the immunity in children, would improve their living conditions. See, basically what's important is childhood is basically the foundation of human life. So it's what we use. Now in layman terms I will tell you, when you are constructing a building, the most important part of that construction is the foundation. Yes. It is not what you build upstairs. It is the foundation. So in human life itself, childhood is the foundation. What you build this with will totally decide or will totally predict what you're going to build in the future. So if you have a strong foundation, a healthy foundation, trust me, I think everything else becomes very easy. But if you have a foundation which is made up of only these kind of things and junk food, it's not a very healthy future that we are seeing. And what I believe is, in the future we're going to require more of our immune system rather than medicines in helping us battle. It's not just, I don't think it is just going to stop with corona. After corona something else, and it's always like that. One thing after the other is definitely going to come in, and it's our basic immune system, God-given immune system, that's going to help us.
I believe that all our viewers have got lot of information from doctor. And doctor, can you give us a takeaway message?
Yeah, takeaway message would not just be one. There are quite a few things I would definitely like to tell the children and the parents also. It's all concerning our future generation, so I definitely consider it my responsibility to let it out to people. First thing is nutrition and water. You see, these are the things, two things which form the basis of all life. So if you have a proper health, then anything in life is possible. But if your health is deteriorated during an early phase of your life only because of your nutrition, then all the talent that you have, everything that you were capable of, absolutely becomes impossible in anybody's life. And that is not that's not a good thing to happen in one's life. All right. The second thing is, I understand that everybody has to stay indoors, everybody has to, they're all staying away, maintaining social distance, staying away from going outside. Everything is fine. But along with your Zoom classes, I would always advise the children to take part in a lot of chores around the house. It may be small things like I've mentioned, about making your bed or folding the clothes, helping your parents, let it be in the kitchen, let it be in the garage, let it be anywhere for that matter. Okay. It builds up a lot of character. It helps the children understand the basic things of life. For example, it helps children understand that this is how it should be done. This is, I've heard of children adding salt to make a tea or a coffee. Now that's all because they do not know what to add. They have never done it before. It always helps in the future to learn these small things. And now anyway, the mask has become a very common thing. It's going to be indisposable for the rest of your life, I believe. It's a fashion statement now. The mask has become partly basically become a fashion statement. And children and parents have understood. Basically, parents have understood one thing: it is possible to avoid getting diseases. All right. So all your hand washing techniques, using the cleaning, using clean methods, washing your clothes as soon as you come back, all these small ways to eradicate a disease, prevent an infection. All these things should be practiced. I believe it is good that these things are practiced even after the corona is gone. If these things are practiced, infections can be transmitted very less. Another word is to the parents. Now, over the past years, in my practice, I've seen a lot of parents who come to seek advice of doctors on the basis of every small thing that happens. It may be trivial things such as a running nose, and when a school-going child, specifically a school-going child, gets this almost every month, parents are under the impression that my child has some big disease, he's getting a running nose every month and all that. So this is a word of a word of consolation to the parents right now, that their children are not getting sick. So it is basically because the children are going to school. In school they are exposed to a lot of children who may have a running nose and all that. So parents will be relieved to know right now that okay, it was because of that particular reason, and small things which can be treated at home. But I would also definitely advise the parents, please do not keep diseases as it gets worse at home, to seek medical attention as soon as you feel that the symptoms have not reduced in about 2 days time. Then it is definitely necessary that you reach and you seek medical attention. Let it be anybody for that matter, but do not keep the child at home thinking that every hospital that you go to is going to be a corona infected area. There is nothing like that. Almost all the hospitals, I believe all the hospitals in the whole of Bahrain have very strict measures on disinfection and cleaning, everything. It happens at a very regular basis, and because the governments and the managements of these hospitals are very careful so as not to prevent the disease and also to prevent to reduce the scare in the parents. Now to the children, I would definitely advise the children who are about 7-8 years to get into more activities at home. It would be just a yoga, it would be just listening to music, it would be painting, it would be a lot of things, a lot of indoor games that you can play, which and not on the mobile is the most important thing. Please avoid media devices, especially small screens. It will definitely reduce your eyesight, it will definitely reduce your perception of the outside world. So involve yourself in a lot of better things. There are a lot of board games that can be played, a lot of board games that can be played with the family, it can be done alone. A lot of hobbies can be inculcated, a lot of reading can be done, and reading need not be your textbooks. Reading can be storybooks, reading can be newspapers, reading can be a lot of stuff. So children also should start, and now since children are so smart enough to handle mobile phones, they definitely do know what all they can do. I mean, at an early age itself they can do a lot of things. So I believe that sums up everything that I have to say. Stay safe and eat well, drink well. That's the advice I give all the parents, all the children and the parents. That is the only thing that can help you in any situation in life.
Thank you, doctor, for your advice, and thank you so much for coming here and spending your valuable time with us.
I'm really happy to have been here to speak out to the people of Bahrain and whoever is listening, and on behalf of Alhilal Medical Center and on my personal behalf, thank you so very much.
Thank you, doctor, for your message, and thank you very much for coming here and spending your valuable time with us. In the last 2 episodes, we have Dr. Sheju Thomas with us. He is MBBS MD in Pediatrics and he is working with Alhilal Medical Center, Salmabad. I hope you all got valuable information. See you in the next episode, and don't forget to share your valuable comments with us. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow our Facebook page. Till then, bye bye, Reshma Rajesh.